Should I put a spotlight on this? I don't know if I can handle a bright light this early in the morning. Oh god, that's so bright. Okay, I'm not gonna chat too much this morning. I'll chat to you guys in probably 3 hours when I have the will to speak. It is currently 5:26 in the morning. I'm starting a 24-hour reading challenge today. You guys are so kind to me. I'm not doing 24 hours straight. Thank you so much. I'm doing 12 hours and 12 hours. So we're gonna start 12 hours today and then we'll do the other 12 hours tomorrow because that's what you guys said I should do in my last video, or in the comments of my last video. I'm planning on reading a bunch of new releases or books that have just came out in April in this video. So some of the books that are on my radar are Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which I'm actually going to start first. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Wild Love, potentially, by Elsie Silver. And The Rule Book. That's not The Rule Book. Hold on. And The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. These are all the books that are on my radar that I feel like I can get through throughout this video. There are so many good new releases that have came out in April so far. So many that are to come, but I want to go ahead and get to the new releases that have already came out because I've heard such good things about every single one of them, except for Wild Love. I've heard very mixed reviews about Wild Love, actually. I'm gonna start with this one because I've heard really good things about it, and I feel like that's the type of book I need to start with first, you know, especially this early in the morning when my brain can barely function. And I'm honestly kind of shocked that I'm getting words out so well. I've heard very mixed reviews about this. Might be good, might be bad. I'll be the judge of that. There we go. It's the way I'm gagged. I love them already and I'm only 32 pages in. And they met on Reddit. This man goes, tell me your day today from start to finish. I'm literally only 30 pages in and I'm over here like, ugh. To annotate this book. I have to. I don't think I'm gonna do any specific annotation tabs. I think I'm just gonna tab where I find cute scenes or anything happens that I like and want to highlight. I also just found my book stamp. I haven't used this baby in a while because I went through a really bad habit of stamping books immediately when I would buy them. And then for some of them, it would be 2 months later and I'd be like, I'm actually never gonna read this and I don't want it and I kind of want to sell it on Pango Books, but it has my book stamp on it. So now I've been waiting. I haven't used this baby in about 4 months. This is a keeper, I can already tell. This is my book stamp. Can you see? If not, I will put a B-roll shot over. I have 9 hours and 30 minutes left. I'm trying to pull it up. 9 hours and 30 minutes left. It's around 8 o'clock. I'm 120 pages into this. So far, I'm just giggling. That's it. Emma and Justin, the two main characters, meet on a Reddit forum because Justin is on Reddit writing one of those columns that's like, am I the asshole? He's writing about how his roommate Chad, or his real name's Brad, he's writing about how his roommate is moving out and leaving him to like deal with the rent and kind of like effing him over a bit, even though they're best friends, so it's like fine, because he met the love of his life, who he's moving in with, but the love of his life just so happens to be Justin's ex-girlfriend. And then Justin goes off and says, let me give you a little bit of backstory. Every single girl that I date, right after we break up, they meet the one, so I'm cursed. Apparently the same thing happens to Emma, so Emma DMs him on Reddit. And then they're like chatting for a bit and they're like, should we just date each other and cancel out this curse? Do you think that would work? Like, we'll date for about a month, do everything that normally happens to both of us, and then we break up and maybe we'll both meet the love of our life. Before we continue this 24-hour reading challenge, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is glassesusa.com, We all know I love glassesusa.com. I wear glasses from them every single day of the week. They're the biggest eyewear retailer in the United States. Their glasses just start at $39. So if you want a cheaper pair, you can definitely find that there. But also, if you want a designer brand, they also have plenty of designer brands to choose from. And I actually just got my first pair of designer glasses. I got a pair of designer sunglasses. I got some sunglasses from Prada and I feel a little too bougie, but at the same time, I love them. So if that's more your vibe, you can also find that at glassesusa.com. One of my favorite things to do when buying my glasses from them is adding blue light into my prescription glasses. You can also just get blue light glasses. Blue light is ideal for those of us who are staring at screens all day, whether that be you watching this video on a screen, you scrolling on TikTok, social media, looking at a computer at work. Blue light can just help protect your eyes and improve your sleep. I wear this pair the most often. This is the Muse Melanie Brown and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. You guys see me wearing them all the time. I'll probably wear them for most of this video. I really love the way they shape my face and I tried these on in their live try on haul presentation. That's my favorite feature that they have on their website because when I was looking into getting these new glasses that I'm gonna show you in a second, I used that as well. I got 2 new pairs of glasses recently. Like I said, I got my first pair of designer glasses, which is kind of crazy for me because I'm kind of scared to take them outside of the house. I got these Prada sunglasses and then I also got these other glasses. You guys are gonna laugh. Let me show you the Pinterest board. This is my inspiration. This is what I'm going for. This is the vibe. Glassesusa.com is offering a crazy exclusive discount just for you guys like they always do because they're amazing. The link will be in the description below if you want to check it out. It will only be available for 24 hours. And thank you glassesusa.com for sponsoring today's video. I love you guys so much. And let's get back into the 24-hour reading challenge. She's sick. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Panic starting to creep in. You're really, really, really sick? Nobody was gonna come. Sister, I think somebody's gonna come. I think somebody's gonna come. I eat up nothing more than I eat up a sick scene. Is he gonna break open the door? I can't with this man. This is the best man Abby Jimenez has ever written. Well, I don't know. The guy in Yours Truly, I already forgot his name. He was pretty damn great. What was his name again? We had a little anxiety representation with that man in Yours Truly. This one is just cutie. This one like pinches cheeks. I'm here. Everything's gonna be okay. And I am gonna combust. And I actually am gonna turn off the camera and scream. Why am I about to cry? Why am I about to cry? Not the tears in my eyes. I don't know if the audio is picking up my highlighter, but if it could, I just highlighted like 7 rows. I said in my TBR video when I was mentioning that I wanted to read this book that I thought this main character, I had been told that this FMC had fear avoidant attachment style, which I tend to have, and I've worked through a lot over the past like 4 years. She does have avoidant attachment style. That's exactly why Taylor said, you need to read this book. She is me 4 years ago. We've worked through a lot of that. And we're still trying. Oh my god. There is a 3rd act breakup. And he says, please don't do this. I'm begging you. No, sister, please don't do this. Please don't do this. I'm begging you, actually. You're actually kidding me. That was the best line I think I've ever read in a book. I'm gonna say it, so skip to here if you don't want to like hear it. Some people are weird about anything hearing about a book before they read it. Skip to here. Remember how at the beginning of the book I told you that these 2 main characters had always dated people, and those people that dated them, when they broke up with them, they had met the one, they'd met their soulmate. We're at the 3rd act breakup right now. We're at the 3rd act breakup. And she goes, what do you think she'll be like? Oh my god! She whispered after a moment. Who? I said gently, holding her to my chest. The girl you'll meet after me. Your soulmate. You're kidding me. He goes, my heart shattered into a million pieces. Yeah, mine did too. Oh my god, no. It just keeps getting better. That was so good. I'm giving it 5 stars. Oh my gosh. What the hell, man? No, like, actually, what? What kind of crack did Abby Jimenez just put in this book? 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup, and that's all it will take to find their soulmate. Yeah. Okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. This is the perfect book for the summer. This was wonderful. Everything I needed and more. By far the best Abby Jimenez book. I'm serious. I said that when I was 2/3 the way through. I mean it. This was my favorite. And there wasn't a miscommunication. Oh my gosh, that's like the most important thing with an Abby Jimenez book. She always puts those damn miscommunication tropes in there and you're sitting here like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop. Like, stop it. She didn't do that in this one. I'm gonna start The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Let me go grab it. This is genuinely the most beautiful book cover. Stunning. The inside of it, a looker. I have 4 hours left. Pretty much. A little bit over 4 hours. 4 hours and 50 seconds to be specific. I ended up buying this audiobook on Audible because I had a credit. And so I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook to get it started, just to get into it, because I really like the narrator. I believe it's the same narrator as Ninth House and Hellbent, which those audiobooks are my favorite. I'm going to start with the audiobook because I feel like that'll help me really get into it. Is this a standalone? Familiar Leigh Bardugo. Or is this going to be a series? I believe it's a standalone. Yeah. It's a standalone. Interesting. I feel like all of hers are series, so I'm really intrigued to see how this plays out. I've heard it's great so far. Every single one of my friends who also liked Ninth House and read this said it was fantastic.
Amiga mía. Convertidos, Serenlis y Fantasmas. Chapter 1.
Oh no. I think I bought the wrong rug. Like, this is the right color that I wanted, but I wanted the thicker fabric one. I think I accidentally got the wrong one. I got the thicker fabric one for this room. I know that for a fact. But look at the color. Oh, isn't it pretty? It's gonna match the one that goes in this bedroom, but the one for this bedroom doesn't come in until Monday? This is... I need to stop walking on it probably. I'm gonna return this one. I'm also gonna get one that's 3 feet longer. They only had the option of a 7 foot long one or a 10 foot long one. And I got the 7 foot long one. I knew it was gonna be a little short. I didn't know if I wanted it to be a little short or like almost fill the entire hallway. I think I wanted to almost fill the entire hallway because like, you can't really tell, but what is this? And I needed to cover the back over there because there's something that like pokes up off the ground. So I've had to keep, where'd the blue mat go? There it is. I've had to keep this bath mat on it because it's sharp. I'm gonna keep listening to this, get started on my return. That's annoying. I hate making returns. I'm 48 pages into The Familiar. I don't know what's happening so far. I'm not far enough into it to have any insight. All I know is Spanish Golden Age. That's all that's it. That's all I can give you so far. I'm not even fully understanding what's happening. But at the same time, I am. I listened to the first 7 chapters on Audible, and that was kind of enough. I don't want to listen to a lot of that audiobook. I really would prefer to read it, but I just felt like listening to it at first would really benefit me. Like, I felt like it would help me get into the book easier, because when I read Ninth House for the first time, I had no clue what was happening for the first 7 chapters. I had to reread it and then basically start the book over. So I felt like that would help me with this, which is why I used a whole Audible credit to get the audiobook, and I think it did help me. I see somewhat, like, I don't know what's happening, but I understand. And again, that makes no sense. But it does to me.
Not the "there was nothing more dangerous than a woman with a pen in her hand" comment. There was nothing more dangerous than a woman with a pen in her hand. Oh, well, before that it says, and if she couldn't read, then she couldn't write and was at less risk of causing trouble. There was nothing more dangerous than a woman with a pen in her hand.
It's taking me a bit to get into this book. I think I need to reread chapters 3 through 8 or 3 through 7. Her books are a little bit complex. They're not like fully complex,
but I really want to know what's going on. I don't just want to gloss over everything, you know what I mean? Which you can get by glossing over everything and just reading the chapters once. But I'm going to go back and actually read chapters 3 through 7 again, just because I feel like that's when the meat of everything kind of happened. Louisa is being sent to these trials to be chosen by the king for something, but I missed what it is. I don't know what she's like here performing for. She's kind of like a servant. They call them scallions or something. She's a scallion for these people, mostly for this woman, Valentina. And when Valentina finds out she has magic, she shares with an array of people that she has magic to almost move their family up in society a bit. So she wants to push Louisa as far as she can go with these powers to make their family rise in rank a bit. How? I don't know. I feel like I missed something. I got to about a page 150 last night, and I've read like 15 pages in the last 25, 30 minutes. I'm on page 165, and something about the setting that this is in is women don't really have rights. So it's kind of crazy. But Louisa, she has a background that we don't really know about. She's mentioned multiple times that if people find out about her background, she's screwed. We probably won't know until here. Kind of how it was with Alex Stern in Ninth House. I'm going to keep bringing up that book because I love it so much. We didn't know what her background was until halfway through the book, 3/4 the way through the book. Honestly, we didn't fully understand it until Hellbent. But this girl is funny. Like, women don't really have rights, but she kind of doesn't follow that in a way, but she also does. She keeps to herself and she stays small, but she also does what she wants in the most safe way as a woman with no rights. However that makes sense. Where we're at right now, this man had just found out that she can read, because women they can't read. They're illiterate. He just found out that she can actually read in Latin. And she's like, I never told you I couldn't read. And he's like, well, you let me believe it. Her response is so funny. She says it's good to let a man have his illusions. No one forced you to assume a servant was stupid. Oh my god, where's my pen? Everything is clicking. Wait, what the heck? It's crazy when you read a book and then 204 pages you're finally understanding. Like, I'm getting it now. I gotta lower you a little bit. I can already say I don't think this is gonna be a favorite of mine. I kind of wish I wouldn't have read this book until September or October. It's not necessarily dark, but it's kind of gothic-y. Well, that may not be the right word. But the vibes that I feel when I read a gothic-y book, that's what I'm getting from this. The vibes of it are just screaming fall. Not spring. Every time you use your gift, every time you use me, you let me take a bit of your power for myself. Just as I make you stronger, you do the same for me. You make the blood flow in my veins. Once more, you remind my heart to beat. Is there a little romance gonna happen in here? Because I also wasn't expecting that. And I know that sentence out of context makes absolutely no sense to you, but just know it barely makes sense to me. But it's starting to click. 204 pages in. It's gonna be one of those books where the reread is even better than the first read. You know how in Throne of Glass, how Aelin had to compete to be the king's champion? That's kind of happening, but in a different sense. Louisa, because she has this power, Valentina, her owner, I don't know if she's technically her owner, but Louisa works for Valentina. Once Valentina found out about Louisa's magic, she's like, okay, we can use this to better my family. This pen was not closed. The way Valentina is going about doing this to like move her family up, she's using Louisa, and other people are using Louisa to be chosen by the king. So she's going through these trials. She's already been through one, which was like pretty simple, pretty chill. She's probably gonna go through more. And the goal is for the king to make her his weapon. But I missed the reason why he needs a fucking weapon. What is going on? I think I have brain fog. I'm on the last chapter. Finally, I've been reading for so long. What time am I at? I have 5 hours left. Oh my god, the ending of this. Wait, what the heck? Holy shit, that's actually a really good ending. That's crazy because before I started the last chapter, I was gonna say I had such a hard time getting into this book. Actually, I'm still gonna say that. The ending didn't really change anything for me. I had such a hard time getting into this book. I felt like I couldn't get into it for pretty much all of it. There was like definitely parts of it where I was really vibing, but for the most part, I was just
It wasn't clicking with me. And I think it's because I'm very much in this phase where I'm wanting to read books based on the seasons. Like just for the summer, that was the perfect book to read right now because it's the middle of April and it's hot here in Texas and I like just went to the lake the other day. Summer vibes. I feel like it's summer. That book felt like summer. This is a book you read in September or October. I genuinely think that's why I couldn't get into it. I think it was so well written. I'm not even gonna rate it because I can't, not that I can't be nice. This just didn't work for me today. The ending though was freaking insane. If this is on your TBR, I actually recommend saving it for the fall, but honestly do what you want. If you want to read it now, because it just came out, it's exciting, it's a new release. If you want to read it now, go for it, but I do recommend reading it. It's just like a fall type book. I'm trying to decide what book I want to finish up the night with. I do want to read on my Kindle. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Wild Love, but here's the thing. One of my other friends, a mutual who's on Bookstagram, I'm not gonna say her name because she hasn't given her final review of Wild Love yet, but she messaged me this morning because I've asked her to keep me updated on her thoughts on it because I knew she was starting it last night, and she said she isn't liking it. She isn't liking it either. Which is fine. We just have such similar taste. I feel like everybody that I have such similar taste with is saying it just didn't work for them, which is fine. That happens, you know? But I'm just kind of nervous. I'm gonna read the first sentence of Wild Love. And let's see. I don't think I want to read it. Oh, not the first sentence. The first sentence has... I forgot this guy's like a billionaire. I forgot this man's like a billionaire. Good God, do I want to read this or not? Oh my gosh, I need to get it together. I'm gonna have to hit pause. I'm gonna take too long. I hit pause, don't worry. I'm posting a video on TikTok right now asking the people what I should do. You can't see Phineas? Lift your head, love. She's being really cute right now. Just posted a TikTok asking what I should read. I found Between Never and Forever on my shelf. I was thinking this video would be me reading new releases. This is a new release, so this is an option alongside this one. But I'm gonna see what y'all say on there because I asked, should I read one of these or does anybody have any other recommendations that are really bingeable on Kindle Unlimited? So I'm gonna give it a good 30 minutes and then we'll start back up again. I'm gonna start Wild Love, only because it's the most popular, so I'm really interested to hear my own opinion on it. We're reading it on the Kindle though. I don't know why I bought it. There was no reason for me to buy this if I'm gonna read it on Kindle, but you know what? I needed a trophy. You guys know what Wild Love is about. You know, because I've yapped your ear off about it pretty much this entire year. And I think even a little bit of last year during Vlogmas. Single dad, frenemies to lovers. I don't think it's technically small town. It's also not cowboy. He's a billionaire because what does he do for a living? What does he do for a living? So I'm thinking music. She works for him too. Okay. Okay, okay. Great. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't like this girl's boyfriend. I don't like this girl's current boyfriend. He just said, I'm not gonna give big spoilers, but like I want to chat about this book. So if you don't want to hear anything, I'll see you next week. This guy touched her at work. And she told him like, don't touch me, no. She couldn't tell HR yet because HR was gone for the day. Okay. She goes home to her boyfriend and she tells him about it and he says, shit, Rosie, I'm sorry. I know how important this job is to you. Do you think it might be better to pretend like it never happened? These big companies, which is literally, oh my God. People like tell women that all the time. And it makes me so angry. Do you think it might be better to pretend this never happened? I don't want to pretend it never happened. I know my mouth like gaping open. I just know this is about to take a direction that I do not want it to take. Oh my God, it switched to his POV. Are you joking? Are you joking? I want to know. Oh my God, this is actually crazy. This is actually crazy. Okay, well, it switched to his POV. But I know what's gonna happen to her. I just know, you know? You just know. Hey everybody, I'm back. I just got back to her chapter. Read along, we're gonna see what happens. You're... Well, what I thought was gonna happen, happened. I forgot that this is best friend's sister? I forgot that was a trope. Why are there so many tropes? I have a love-hate relationship with authors advertising books just based off tropes. Most of the time, actually every single time when Elsie does it, I'm like, I'm sad. I'm sad, okay? That's a lot of tropes we got going. And he's a dad. But at the moment, he's not a dad. Because if you read the summary of the book, I gotta make sure it's in the summary. I always have to do this. I just want to make sure I'm not gonna like spoil anything crazy. Okay, it's not a spoiler. So at the beginning, the first chapter, he's not a dad. He doesn't know he's a dad because this girl shows up. And that's exactly where I'm at. So this girl walks in and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Your daughter, dickhead." I don't know how old this girl is. I just sounded so southern. I think she's 12. And I say that, I think she's 12. We're gonna go with she's 12. I'll correct myself here if I'm like really far off. But he said she's in that awkward stage where she's like not quite a teenager, but she kind of is. And she goes, "You're my dad, biologically speaking." And he's like, "There's no way. There's absolutely no way." And she's kind of explaining a little more. And he goes, "Why would you say this to a 12-year-old, first off? That's impossible. I never Morticia Adams." Why would you say that to a child you just met? That's kind of odd to me. This is chapter 1. Oh my gosh, and I'm trying to figure, oh God, what if it's bothering me already because I've heard too many opinions? What if I am just paying attention more because I've heard so many, this is the worst. I hate when this happens. Oh my God, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer this entire time, but I've just heard like such mixed reviews, so... Anyways, chapter 1, and I'm already kind of like, what? Oh, no! They're meeting, and suddenly I'm hearing wedding bells. He's such an awkward man, apparently, and that's kind of adorable. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my God, I think they're about to kiss. I thought I'm feeling... this the entire time. Like, it's good. It's not bad. It's no Reckless or Heartless. We did get to see an appearance of Willa, though, and I nearly freaked the fuck out because I thought Cade was gonna have a cameo, and I was like, where's Cade? Where's Cade? Love you, Willa, but where's Cade? What just happened kind of pisses me off. But I can't say what it is because then I would spoil it. That's so quiet. I love it. 12 hours are up and I'm 47% through this book, but I'm going to keep reading and I'm going to finish it. I don't know how long that'll take me. I think I have like 200 pages left. A little over 200 pages left. I'm 219 pages into this and there's a total of 453 pages. I'm not gonna leave you on a cliffhanger. I'll finish it in this video, don't worry. Not Ford saying, "How does Cade put up with you?" I love any mention of Cade. Any mention of Cade, and I'm just grabbing onto the little threads. Ford goes, "How does Cade put up with you?" As far as I'm concerned, her husband should be nominated for sainthood. Maybe. She grins wider now. He doesn't. He just holds on for dear life and comes along for the ride. Yeah, he does. We love Cade. We love Cade. We also love Theo. And I've said this, I feel like recently. And I'll say it again. Oh yeah, I think I said it in my video a couple months ago, this one. Heartless and Reckless, they're tied for first place. I don't know which one I like better. This is kind of crazy to think about, but I read Flawless by Elsie Silver before any of the other books came out. I randomly found Flawless on Kindle Unlimited and I read it and I loved it, and then I read her entire Gold Rush Ranch series. But the way I felt about Flawless after reading it, I didn't feel that big of a connection to Summer and Rhett until Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. Like, you got to see little glimpses of them throughout the entire series. So with that first book, I loved it and I had fun, but I didn't feel like super connected to those characters. And I think it's because it was the first book. That's how I'm feeling about this. Oh, you guys. I finished this this morning. Let me back you up. And let's like scoot you down a little bit. This wasn't as bad as all these people were saying. What are y'all talking about? I mean, it wasn't my favorite Elsie Silver book ever, but it wasn't bad. Some of these reviews, people were like, that was awful. I didn't think it was awful. I just thought it was just all right. I gave it 3.5 stars. I really liked the writing. It just felt like there was way too many tropes in this book. Every time it would start to slow down, it was like another trope was thrown in, and I was like, okay. I'm really excited to read the rest of the series though, because it's all gonna be single dads. I love reading about single dads. I just think of Heartless by Elsie Silver when the little boy is like, can I call you mom? And I was like, that feeling that I felt in my soul. That's why I like single dad romances so much. This might just be my least favorite Elsie Silver book, but also that doesn't mean it's bad. It wasn't a Reckless or a Heartless for me, which is okay, but I think it could be for some of you guys, so definitely give it a shot. It was fun. The characters were very lovable. I think the one thing that was weird to me was Ford. He was in love with his best friend's little sister, but it even says at the beginning of the book that he hadn't seen her in 10 years. He had like looked her up to check in on her. And then all of a sudden he was like, I've been in love with her this entire time. And I was like, okay, I wish they would have given a little bit more at the beginning of the book about how he had been paying attention to her, because it was such like a vague, I've been kind of paying attention to her. And then he's like, I've been in love with her my entire, like all this time. And I'm like, were you? All of these books were new releases. They've all came out in the month of April. Wild Love and the Familiar came out last week, and then Just for the Summer came out earlier this month. And there are so many other good new releases that are coming out, or they've already came out and I need to read them, so we'll have more reading vlogs coming soon. A big thank you to glassesusa.com for sponsoring today's video. I really love working with them because I truly wear their glasses every single day. Once again, the exclusive discount that they have for you guys will be linked in the description below, and it'll only be available for 24 hours, so definitely go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next week.